Good morning, Vigor Warriors, Vigor Warriors 2, and we are the 1% Club. Hope you guys are doing well. I didn't do any videos yesterday, but I figured I'd do a couple today. Kind of rushing around during the holiday season, just kind of getting things done around the house. Have to go back to work next week, so I want to try to get things done around here. So hope you guys are doing well. Hope you guys are on your purpose. Hope you guys are doing the best you can with this great knowledge and information that we've all gained through this process. So the topic of the first one is going to be, why semen retention now? Why should you do it? Well, there's a lot of people who are realizing that what we thought was true in society is really not true. It's kind of like we've been handed a bill of goods. And what's happening is we have to kind of look past that to find the real truth in things. And so for many, many years, I felt that, it was important to go out and waste your energy on lots of kind of things. And it was more about the pleasure. And we were in this state when I was growing up of me generation. And so a lot of people were thinking about themselves and thinking about pleasure. And that's kind of escalated into this whole, future type of thing over the last, 40, 50, 60 years, in which people tend to kind of think about themselves more than they think about the bigger picture. And so here we are in a case where everybody's telling you, well, go ahead and, lose your energy, ejaculate all you want, watch all these pictures, all these type of things. It really should not hurt you. And I think the whole thing is that we realize that that's not really true. People could really be happier and live a lot longer in many ways. And even if they don't live longer, they live more happier lives because of the benefits. And when I was younger, I had a lot of different issues going on in my life. I'm 60 years old right now, so I had a lot of issues going on when I was younger. And a lot of it, stemmed around the fact that I wasn't really taking care of myself. And I had played sports in high school and college, and so part of it was that I got, banged up a lot. I got hurt a lot of different ways. And so, by the time I was 35, I did not, I was trying to figure out how to live a better life, because I had a lot of different pains and aches and things like that. And so I figured, okay, how do you figure this out? Well, I found a book called The Fountain of Youth, Peter Kendler, and we've kind of done a video on this already, on this one, a couple of them, I think. And then kind of look at that point in trying to look at all the things that were important to people who lived over 100 years old. And so when you look at the Tibet, people and the priests and all the people there, they use some of the same types of exercises that you would see in meditation, yoga, things like that. But they did a concentrated type of exercises, plus they used the one thing in the last one that took me many years to master, or not master, I should say not master, but to overcome. And that's really the idea of retention. Celibacy, brahmacharya, sophism, you call a lot of different types of things, but it's really kind of keeping your energy inside of you instead of wasting it away watching pictures or doing things and having sex with people without really thinking about having children. And this is an important type of aspect to think about. So we are in a society where a lot of people, have been brought up with the opposite idea. Oh, it's okay, have as many partners as you want, do as much as you want to. I personally think that destroys the soul, the emotions, of people, and as they get older, it's harder and harder for those people to have real relationships with people because they've been so jaded by the whole physical aspect of things. They don't realize there's a lot more than just the physical. But getting back to our major point, why should you do this? Well, we are a being of energy, and we are a person who wants to continue to be better. And so I felt that by this stretch, and I'm at 571 days, I believe it is, and a monk mode of almost 190 some days. I have to go back to my my cards and look at them, but it's close to 100. And so when I look at all this, the reason why that was important to me was I still felt I was missing something. And what I was missing was all the energy that I was losing. And that I wasn't going back to what I call a masculine frame. And that's what you got to do. And so I found out the hard way after many years of not being able to do this. The idea was that one must keep their masculine frame. Now, with all the temptation and all the things we see out there, it's not that easy, right? You can pick up your phone, you can pick up the internet, television, anything else, and see all these images that tell you otherwise. That you should be out, and if you're not out there partying, and we're getting close to New Year's Eve, if you're not out there partying, getting drunk, and doing who knows what, then you're not really a man. Well, I don't believe that one bit. I think that's been pushed on us by people who want to, have you drink a lot of beer and give the beer companies a lot of money, and you lose energy, and get people, in the health industry to help you, as you go along in many ways and make money that way. And so, do they care about you or I? No, they don't. And that's the thing you have to realize. And so I'm at the point where I'm very suspect of any information that I get, unless I do some thorough research before I do it. And I think that's the key to a lot of us now that have kind of woken up, especially to this idea of retention. So why should you do this now? Well, not only because it's a new start for you as a new year comes in, but also because there's a lot of benefits of going back to the way you were. And we can all remember before you started all these behaviors of losing your energy. I do remember it all the time. I remember it because I was about 12, 13 years old, and all of a sudden I saw a shift in things after that happened. And a lot of my fonder memories are, before the age of 12 and 13. And I think a lot of it was because this is when I was introduced to all this and did not realize that this was not good for me. And that it hurt my relationships instead of helping my relationships, and hurt me instead of helping me. So you're going back to a status, a equilibrium that you had before. And why is that important? Well, everything else seems different. And these are perceptions I have after 570 some days and almost 100 days of monk mode. Food tastes better. The air looks better. Everything seems calmer, and you're appreciating things more. Your body is tighter, and depending if you're also augmenting this. I did a video on this, augmenting this fasting with drinking liquids, water, a lot of water, drinking, and I've had tea and exercising, lifting, even at my age, these things, it may take a little longer because I've had so many years of debasing behavior that I think that coming to this situation, it's a lot easier now to do this. But the benefits are immense, and for a lot of you younger guys and gals, the attraction level is immense as well, even at my age. And I'm kind of 3 times the age of some of you guys out there, all right? That the attraction level is just off the charts. And I notice it just because of how people react, especially in my case, females. But your skin is clear, your eyes have that super force coming out of it, almost like a cyclops force, right? People see it. They get it, and they react to it. Now, they may not know what they're reacting to, but they like you. And they like you because of the energy level. I had people staring at me I took to my wife to get her driver's license, and I just had people staring at me, and they look away, but you knew that the energy was on you. And they just could not get their eyes off of it. And I think what they're looking at is the energy and the energy level, which you see in a lot of people. If you get into a mass of people, you could see people. And I think we had one of our viewers, I'm not sure if it was, had some good viewers lately, kind of contributing, like Limitless Vision and all these type of people, and wonderful, and I appreciate all these type of comments. But the thing is that one of the comments was, in one video I did with Tupac, that you could tell by looking at a person's eyes, and that certainly is true. I believe you can tell if the person has retention. if they have all the energy and forces. And it's just something that's unbelievable, gang. It's an unbelievable type of feeling that you have. Everything else seems better, and even though you might be going some hard times, I mean, some of the decisions I always make in life, I have consequences that are not always good, and you're always suffering through types of things, and so with all this other kind of craziness going on, you suffer through economic, you suffer through health types of questions, and so I'm taking a stand, and I basically, once again, don't want anything in my body that is not going to be beneficial to me. But because of those results, I'm going through a lot of different types of stresses and types of things, as I'm sorry some of you are doing as well. So the thing is, bud, is it is a lot better than it was. Even a level of stress is something I don't feel almost at all. I'm just relaxed and just kind of living life as a peaceful type of thing. And I think as you get as you get longer into the stretch, probably as you get older too, but as you get longer into the stretch, you become a lot more relaxed and peaceful. And you're not as anxious, you're not as fearful. And you have a lot more faith and hope that things are going to work itself out. And if those things don't go the way you want, you're still able to handle those things. And that's the key. So why should you do retention now? Well, because it's probably the best thing you're going to do for your life. And I fully believe that. That's one of the things I realized I was missing after all those years. There was something missing. And that's what's missing. Now, I have a personal reason why I'm doing it. And that's because I want to get closer to my God. And I've seen and read stories with Malcolm X, Muhammad Ali, a lot of people who did it to get closer to God. And it takes about 12 years. So I have a long journey ahead of me here. But I do feel like I could see this happening, even in 500 some days. As I get closer to 2 years and keep moving with it, I'm going to see more and more benefits. Now, I know sometimes people feel they don't see the benefits. Some people have been on long streaks and don't see it. Well, it does. It's not as strong because you're accepting and understanding it. But you have to realize, guys, that you are building a new person. This is why you should do retention. You're creating a new person, or going back to the old person you were before all this started. And that, after a while, is going to seem normal. So you're not gonna sense the huge amount of benefits because they're happening all the time. But as I said, with attraction and other things, you're going to notice things a lot. Now, other people will notice them first because they see a difference in you, and that's when you're going to be able to see it. So, guys, I have a lot of people who are not subscribers, so I definitely am trying to convince you, try this. Now, some people do it, they just do it out of normalcy because they're busy, things are going on, and maybe they go a few days and they don't do it. And they don't realize the benefits in that. But don't feel guilty that you have to do this. Just because people are telling you that, oh, you must be crazy if you're not doing this kind of stuff. If you're not partying and having intercourse and things like that on New Year's Eve and things like that. But remember, guys, to me, the key is, are you procreating? If you're not, then you're losing energy. For what reason? Short-term pleasure, that's going to hit you hard later on the line. And I know that because it takes you longer and longer to build up all your energy and things like that as you go along. So hope this helped, guys. But once again, I can't implore you more that if you're not trying retention, male or female, look at this very seriously and try the best you can to augment into your life. All right, guys, until next time, battle on.